You arrive before the lights fully wake. The glass hums with rain, and the city below is still caught between night and morning. 1,000 blurred gold points through the water streaking down the window. Your hand steadies against the conference room door. This meeting could save your career or end it. You've prepared for weeks, but preparation doesn't quiet the flutter in your chest. The door opens before you can push it. He's already here. Min Jae, the CEO everyone whispers about, the man who rebuilt his father's failing company in 3 years and never smiles in photographs. He's younger than the rumors suggested, maybe 32, with the kind of face that photographs would love if he ever softened it. Right now, his expression is unreadable. He holds an umbrella, black and sleek, and sets it carefully beside your chair without a word. You weren't expecting kindness. "You're early," he says. His voice is lower than you remember from the elevator yesterday, when you'd both stood in silence, strangers sharing space. "So are you." You manage a smile, the professional one you've perfected over 10 years of producing campaigns that make or break brands. It's the smile that says you're confident even when you're not. Something flickers across his face. Surprise, maybe. He wasn't ready for you to meet his formality with ease. "The presentation materials are loaded. We can start whenever the board arrives." They won't be here for another hour. He moves to the window, hands in his pockets. The rain has picked up, drumming harder against the glass. "I wanted to speak with you first." Your pulse trips. An hour alone with Min Jae wasn't in your morning plan. You've been hired as an emergency fix, brought in to salvage a campaign that's hemorrhaging public trust after a scandal you're still piecing together. 3 weeks to turn around what took 6 months to break. The producer who had this job before you quit without explanation. Of course, you join him at the window, keeping a careful distance, professional space. "What would you like to discuss?" He's quiet for a moment, watching the rain. Up close, you notice things the company headshots don't show. A small scar near his temple, the way he holds tension in his shoulders, like someone who hasn't relaxed in years. When he finally speaks, his words are measured, deliberate. He needs to know if you're someone who runs when things get complicated. The question lands heavier than it should. You think about the last 3 years, the divorce that surprised everyone but you, the apartment you filled with plants because it was too quiet, the way you rebuilt yourself piece by careful piece, learning that you could be whole without someone completing you. "I don't run," you say simply. "I solve problems. That's what you hired me for." "I didn't hire you." He turns to face you now, and his eyes are darker than you expected, almost black in the gray morning light. "The board did, against my recommendation." The confession surprises you into honesty. "Why?" "Because the last producer got too close to information that wasn't hers to have, and because..." He stops himself, jaw tightening. He's deciding something. "Because after I watched your previous campaign work, I realized I might have been wrong." It's the smallest concession, but coming from him, it feels enormous. You've seen his interviews, the way he never admits uncertainty. Min Jae built his reputation on being right. "I can work with that," you tell him. The rain continues its steady percussion against the glass. Somewhere in the building, elevators are starting to move, carrying the early risers to their desks. But here, in this room, it's just the two of you and the truth taking shape between you. He almost smiles. Almost. "The campaign is broken because the story we told wasn't true. We promised transparency and delivered corporate polish. We said we cared about our workers and then cut benefits to boost quarterly reports. My father built this company on trust. He snaps. And for the first time, you see something crack in his composure. "I let investors convince me that numbers mattered more than people." You know what it costs him to say this. Men like Min Jae don't admit mistakes, especially not to near strangers. The fact that he's telling you means he's desperate, or he's decided to trust you. Maybe both. Then we tell a true story, not a polished one. True. The board won't like that. The public will. You move closer, not touching, but near enough that he has to look down slightly to hold your gaze. Min Jae, I've spent 10 years making brands look good. I'm very skilled at corporate polish. But what you need isn't polish, it's honesty. And that's harder and scarier. And the only thing that will work. The silence stretches. Rain. Breathing. The distant hum of the building coming alive. Show me, he says finally. You spend the next hour before the board arrives sketching a new approach on the glass walls of the conference room with dry eraser markers. Min Jae stands close enough to see, far enough to give you space. He asks sharp questions, you give sharper answers. Somewhere in the middle of explaining your media strategy, you realize you're enjoying this. The challenge, the way his mind works, cutting through to the core of problems. The way he listens, really listens, like your words matter. When the board members start arriving sleek in their suits and practice smiles, Min Jae catches your wrist lightly, just for a second, just enough to stop you before you greet them. Thank you, he says quietly, for not running. His hand drops away, but the warmth lingers on your skin.
The presentation goes better than you hoped and worse than you planned. The board loves your strategy until they understand it requires the company to admit fault publicly. Then the room turns cold. Questions become accusations. Why should they trust a producer they barely know? Why risk further damage to the stock price? Why not simply wait for the scandal to fade? You hold your ground, presenting data, case studies, examples of brands that rebuilt through radical honesty. But you can feel the room turning. They're going to vote you down. 3 weeks of work, gone. Then, Min Jae stands. We're doing it, he says. Not a suggestion, a decision. The room goes silent. You watch the board members exchange glances, uncertain how to respond to their CEO acting like one. With respect, the oldest board member begins. This isn't your call alone. We vote on major strategic shifts. Then vote, Min Jae says. His voice is calm, but there's steel underneath. But understand that if you vote against this campaign, I will personally guarantee its implementation anyway. You can fight me, or you can support the only strategy that will work. The vote, when it comes, is narrow. 5-4 in your favor. You've won, but barely. As the board members file out, some congratulating you with tight smiles, others pointedly silent, you gather your materials with shaking hands. You didn't expect Min Jae to stake his authority on your plan. CEOs don't do that for contractors they've known for 24 hours. Why would you do that? You ask when the room is empty again. He's returned to the window, watching the rain. It hasn't stopped all morning. Because you were right. And because I'm tired of making decisions based on fear. You should thank him. You should talk strategy, next steps, implementation timelines. Instead, you join him at the window, and you both stand there, watching Seoul wake up under gray skies. The umbrella, this morning, you set it by my chair before I arrived. How did you know I'd need it? He glances at you, and this time there's definitely almost a smile. I saw you yesterday in the lobby. You checked the weather on your phone 3 times and frowned each time. But you didn't have an umbrella. Such a small thing to notice, such a small kindness. But you've learned that small kindnesses from careful people mean more than grand gestures from careless ones. I should get started on implementation, you say, but you don't move. You should, he agrees.
But he doesn't move either. The rain continues. The city glows. And you think maybe this job is going to be more complicated than you planned. The next 3 days are a controlled storm of work. You move into a temporary office 2 floors below Min Jae's, a glass-walled space that feels too big for one person. Your team assembles quickly. A young videographer with brilliant eyes and nervous hands, a copywriter who's too honest for advertising, a social media manager who actually understands people. They're all good at what they do. They're all slightly afraid of Min Jae. I can't blame them. He moves through the building like winter itself, all sharp edges and cold efficiency. But you're starting to see the pattern. He's cold because he's protecting something. Himself, maybe, or the company, or the people who depend on both. On the 3rd day, you're working late, screen glow the only light in your office, when someone knocks. Not the tentative tap of your team, but a solid, confident sound. "Come in," you call, expecting security. It's Min Jae. He's loosened his tie and there's exhaustion around his eyes that makeup and good lighting can't hide. "I brought coffee," he says, holding up 2 cups from the cafe on the ground floor. "I'm told you've been here past midnight every night." "I'm told you never leave." You accept the cup, wrapping your hands around its warmth. The rain has made everything cold. Occupational hazard of caring too much. He settles into the chair across from your desk, and the casual intimacy of it surprises you. In meetings, he maintains perfect professional distance, but here, alone, he seems to let something relax. "Can I ask you something?" You blow steam from your coffee, watching him over the rim. "What happened with the last producer, the one who quit?" His expression closes immediately, winter returning. "That's not relevant to your work." "It is if I'm walking into the same trap she did." Silence. Rain against glass, now familiar as a heartbeat. You wait. You've learned that Min Jae needs space to decide what truth he can afford. "She found documents," he says finally. "Communication between my father and the board from 5 years ago, before he died, before I took over. Evidence that he knew about the benefit cuts and approved them. She was going to leak them to save the company's current reputation by destroying his legacy. And you stopped her." "I asked her not to. My father..." He stops, and you see him physically steady himself. "My father built this company for 40 years. He made one mistake at the end, when he was sick, and the board was pressuring him. It doesn't erase 40 years of caring for his people. I won't let his memory be reduced to one failure." "So you're taking the blame for his mistake." "I'm taking responsibility for not catching it sooner." He meets your eyes, and there's something fierce in his gaze. There's a difference. You understand suddenly why the board is afraid of him. Not because he's cold, but because he has a moral line he won't cross even for survival. Those are the most dangerous kind of people in business. "I won't leak anything," you promise. "But Min Jae, if we're building this campaign on honesty, we need to be honest about what happened. Not your father's name, but the mistake itself." "I know," he sounds tired. "That's why I came here tonight. To tell you that you have my permission to tell the full story. Except my father's involvement. That part belongs to me, not the public." It's a compromise, a painful one. You nod. "We can work with that." He stands to leave, then stops at the door. "The umbrella is still by your desk. You forgot it again this morning." This time when you smile, it's not your professional smile. It's the real one, smaller and softer and more dangerous. "Maybe I'm hoping you'll keep noticing." He doesn't answer, but he doesn't leave immediately either. He stands there, hand on the doorframe, and for a moment,
The careful distance between us feels like the thinnest paper ready to tear. "Good night," he says finally. "Good night, Min-jae." After he's gone, you find yourself staring at the umbrella. Such a small thing. But you're beginning to understand that with Min-jae, small things are how he speaks the words he can't say. The campaign launches on a rainy Tuesday. Of course it's raining. You've started to think Seoul will be gray forever, that sunshine is something you imagined. But the rain feels appropriate for what you're doing. Washing clean, starting over. The video goes live at 9 in the morning. 60 seconds of Min-jae speaking directly to the camera. No polish, no corporate smoothness, just him, in his office, admitting that his company broke trust and explaining exactly how they're going to rebuild it. It's terrifying. It's honest. It's the kind of thing that could destroy everything or save it. By noon, the video has 500,000 views. By evening, 2 million. The comments are brutal and beautiful in equal measure. Some people call it manipulation. Others call it brave. The news outlets can't decide if Min-jae is a hero or just good at PR. You know which one is true. You've seen him at 3 in the morning, rehearsing the words, hating how vulnerable they make him. You've watched him delete and rewrite the script 17 times because he needed it to be true, not just good. When the stock price stabilizes instead of crashing, the board sends a brief congratulatory email. When employee satisfaction surveys come back positive for the first time in 2 years, they send nothing at all. You find Min-jae on the roof. It's late, past midnight, and you should be sleeping. But something pulled you here. Instinct, maybe. Or the feeling that he might need someone who understands what this cost him. He's standing at the edge, looking out over the city. The rain has finally stopped, and the streets below are slick and shining, reflecting a million lights. "You did it," you say softly, not wanting to startle him. He doesn't turn. "We did it."
You move to stand beside him, close enough that your shoulders almost touch. The night air is cold, and you can see your breath in small clouds. "Are you okay?" you ask. "I don't know." His voice is raw in a way you've never heard. "I spent 3 years building walls to protect my father's legacy, and then I let you convince me to tear them down." "We didn't tear them down, we told the truth around them. There's a difference." "Is there?" He finally looks at you, and in the dim light, you can see the exhaustion, the fear, the strange relief of someone who's been holding their breath for years and finally let it out. What if the truth isn't enough? Then we tell more of it. You reach out, a calculated risk, and take his hand. He doesn't pull away. His fingers are cold. "Min-jae, you can't control how people react. You can only control whether you're honest. And you were. That has to be enough." He looks down at your joined hands like he's seeing something fragile and unexpected. "Why do you care? This is a contract job. You could have delivered something safe, collected your fee, and left." "Because safe wasn't what you needed, and because," you pause, deciding how much truth you can afford to say. "Because I know what it's like to rebuild after everything falls apart. And I know it's harder when you do it alone." The confession hangs between you, more intimate than touch. He turns toward you fully now, and you're close enough to see the exact moment he decides to trust you with something real. 3 years ago, when my father died, I promised him I'd protect what he built. I thought that meant hiding his mistakes. But tonight, watching people respond to the truth, I realize protecting something means letting it grow, even if growth is painful. You taught me that. Your breath catches. His hand lingers near your cheek, not quite touching, asking a question with the space between you. "Min-jae," you whisper. "Tell me if this isn't okay," he says quietly. "Tell me if I'm reading this wrong." You should step back. You should maintain professional distance. You should remember that this is a contract job, temporary, that getting close to him is complicated at best and disastrous at worst. Instead, you close the distance, just slightly, just enough that when you speak, he can feel your breath. You're not reading it wrong. He kisses you like someone who's forgotten how, soft and careful and searching. His hand curves against your jaw and yours find the front of his shirt, steadying yourself against the sudden rush of feeling. It's gentle and intense at once, the kiss of someone who's been alone too long and is terrified of wanting again. When you finally break apart, he rests his forehead against yours, breathing unsteadily. "This is complicated," he says. "Yes. The board wouldn't approve. Probably not. We should be professional. We should. But we're both very good at solving complicated problems." He laughs, soft and surprised, and the sound is worth every risk. You've made Min-jae laugh. You've seen him smile. And now you've kissed him on a rooftop in Seoul while the city glows below, and you can't bring yourself to regret a single second of it. "Stay," he says. Not a command, a request. "Not just tonight, for the next phase of the campaign. I'll extend your contract. The board won't question it now that the launch was successful. And if they do, let me worry about the board." He pulls back just enough to see your face clearly. "Stay because you want to. Because this," he gestures between you, "because I want to see where this goes, if you do." You think about the rain, the umbrella, the coffee at midnight. You think about the way he listened to you when no one else would. You think about the way he trusted you with his father's legacy, the way he says your name like it means something. You think about your empty apartment waiting for you across the city, and how it's been empty for 3 years because you were afraid of filling it with the wrong things. Min-jae isn't the wrong thing. He's complicated and careful and carrying too much weight, but he's not wrong. "I'll stay," you tell him. "But on one condition." "What condition?" "Stop leaving umbrellas by my desk. Next time it rains, we'll share one." This time, the smile that crosses his face is full and real and absolutely worth waiting for. Deal. The second phase of the campaign launches 3 weeks later. You've moved from emergency contractor to strategic lead, a promotion that came with the real office and a salary that made your accountant actually gasp. The board approved it without discussion, Min-jae's influence probably, though he denies it when you ask. You're settling in, learning the rhythms of the company, the personalities, the politics. Your team has expanded, and they're starting to relax around you. Even around Min-jae, who still moves through the building like winter, but occasionally stops by your office with coffee and almost smiles. You're careful. No public displays, no lingering touches where cameras or colleagues might see. The kiss on the rooftop remains singular, unspoken, a secret you both protect. But there are private moments. Working late together, your offices 2 floors apart until one of you invents an excuse to visit the other. Shared meals from the cafe, eaten standing at your window, watching the rain that never quite stops. Brief messages on your phone, professional on the surface, but carrying subtext you're learning to read. It's enough. For now. It's enough. Until the board meeting.
You're not supposed to be there. Strategy leads don't typically attend board meetings. But Min-jae asked you to present the metrics from the campaign's first month, and you agreed, because the numbers are good. Great, actually. Public trust is rebuilding, employee retention is up. Even the stock price has recovered. You arrive prepared, confident. The presentation is flawless. The board members nod along, ask reasonable questions, seem genuinely pleased. It should be a victory. Then, the oldest board member, the one who voted against your campaign, clears his throat. Before we conclude, I have a concern I'd like to raise. It's regarding the nature of CEO Min's working relationship with our strategy lead. The room goes silent.
You feel your heartbeat in your throat. What concern? Min-jae's voice is ice. Simply that appearances matter. There have been observations, late hours, private meetings, a certain, he pauses delicately, familiarity that might be misconstrued. You understand immediately. Someone has been watching. Someone has seen something or guessed something or invented something. It doesn't matter which. In this room, perception is reality. Are you suggesting something inappropriate is occurring? Min-jae's words are precise, dangerous. I'm suggesting that we should avoid even the appearance of impropriety. Perhaps it would be wise to bring in a different strategy lead for the next phase, someone with less personal investment. The trap is elegant. If Min-jae defends you too strongly, it confirms the suspicion. If he doesn't defend you at all, you're dismissed. Either way, someone loses. You make a decision, fast, before Min-jae can respond. That's a reasonable concern, you say calmly. Every eye turns to you. Appearance matters in brand management. I understand that. So let me be clear. CEO Min and I have maintained a completely professional relationship. We work well together because we share a commitment to this company's integrity, nothing more. The lie tastes bitter, but it's the strategic play. Deny, deflect, move forward. However, you continue, if the board feels more comfortable with different leadership for the next phase, I'm happy to recommend several excellent strategy firms. I've accomplished what I was hired to do. The campaign is successful. Transitioning now would be clean and logical. You're giving them an exit, giving Min-jae an exit, giving yourself an exit before this gets messier. Min-jae is staring at you, and you don't dare meet his eyes. If you do, you'll break. That won't be necessary, he says, and his voice is controlled, empty. If the board is satisfied with the campaign results, we'll continue with our current strategy lead, unless there are specific concerns beyond appearances. Silence. The old board member backs down, temporarily defeated. The meeting adjourns. People file out, some nodding at you, others avoiding eye contact. You gather your materials with shaking hands. When the room is finally empty, except for you and Min-jae, you risk a glance at him. He's standing at the window. Always the window. Always watching rain. Min-jae, you lied for me. His voice is flat. I lied for both of us. For the campaign, for don't. He turns, and you've never seen him angry before. Not like this. Cold, yes. Controlled, always. But this is different. This is hurt underneath ice. Don't pretend you did that for strategic reasons. You did it because you're afraid. The accusation lands true. You are afraid. Afraid of losing this job you've worked so hard for. Afraid of becoming office gossip. Afraid of what happens when careful people let themselves be careless. What did you want me to do? You ask. Confirm their suspicions? Give them ammunition to question every decision we've made? I wanted you to trust me to handle it. By doing what? Admitting it? You'd lose credibility. I'd lose my position. The campaign would be undermined. Everything we've built would be reduced to what? Two people who care about each other? Is that so terrible? The question breaks something in you. Yes, you whisper. Yes, it is terrible when caring about someone puts everything at risk. I've done that before, Min-jae. I built my life around someone else's needs and lost myself completely. I can't do that again. I won't. Now he sees it. The wound you've been protecting. The reason you kept saying yes to late nights and coffee and careful distance, but never pushed for more. I would never ask you to lose yourself. That's not what this is. Then what is it? We can't be together publicly. The board made that clear. So we're what? A secret? Stolen moments and lies? That's not sustainable, Min-jae. And I won't build my career on a foundation that could crumble the moment someone sees us share an umbrella. The silence that follows is the worst kind. The kind where you've both said true things that hurt. So we have a problem, he says finally. Because I can't pretend I don't care about you. And I can't ask you to risk everything you've worked for. So we're stuck. You close your eyes. Yes, we're stuck. When you open them again, he's already walking toward the door. He pauses at the threshold, hand on the frame, just like that first night when you told him you hoped he'd keep noticing. For what it's worth, he says without turning, I don't regret the rooftop, even if it was the only time. Then he's gone, and you're alone with the rain and the choices you've made. You don't see Min-jae alone for 6 days. You pass each other in hallways, attend the same meetings, exchange brief professional emails. To anyone watching, nothing has changed, but you feel the distance like a physical ache. You're professional, you're productive, you're miserable. On the 7th day, you receive a message, not from Min-jae, but from his assistant. CEO Min requests your presence at an off-site meeting tomorrow evening, an address in Itaewon you don't recognize, business casual dress code. It's strange, you don't have any off-site meetings scheduled, but you respond with confirmation, because saying no would require an explanation you can't give. The address turns out to be a small gallery, the kind that showcases emerging artists and serves wine in plastic cups. It's closed when you arrive, lights off, door locked. You're about to leave when the door opens from inside. Min-jae, not in a suit, but in dark jeans and a simple sweater. You've never seen him dressed casually. He looks younger, less certain, more real. You came, he says. Your assistant said it was required. I lied to my assistant. This isn't business, but I needed you to come, and I wasn't sure you would if I asked honestly. You should leave. This is manipulation, however gentle. But you step inside, and he closes the door behind you, locking the world out. The gallery is small, intimate. White walls covered in photographs, all black and white, all of Seoul. Rain on glass, empty streets at dawn, the hanriver reflecting city lights. There's a beauty to them that catches your breath. I've been coming here for 3 years, Min-jae says quietly, since my father died. It's the only place I let myself stop thinking about the company. You walked slowly through the space, looking at each image. They're lonely, these photographs. Beautiful but solitary. Rain-slicked streets with no people. Lights reflected in water where no boats pass. Why did you bring me here? You ask. Because I've been thinking about what you said, about not losing yourself, about being afraid. You're right to be afraid. I'm asking you to risk things I'm not risking. Your career is newer, more fragile. The board would judge you differently than they judge me. It's not fair. No, I agree. It's not. So I have a proposal. He turns to face you, and his expression is vulnerable in a way you've never seen before. Let me take the risk first. What do you mean? Tomorrow, there's a company dinner. Annual event, the whole senior staff, very public. I want you to come with me, not as my strategy lead, but as my guest. Your heart stutters. Min-jae, that's insane, Probably.
Insane? Probably. Career suicide? Possibly. But I've spent 3 years making every decision based on fear and protection and what's safe. And I don't want to do that anymore. Not about this. He reaches for your hands carefully, giving you time to pull away. You don't. I can't promise the board won't object. I can't promise there won't be gossip or complications. But I can promise that I'll handle the fallout, not you. If they want to question my judgment, let them question me. You've earned your position through your work. That stands regardless of what they think about us. They'll say I slept my way into this job. Then I'll make it clear, repeatedly and publicly, that every decision about your role was based on merit. I'll show them the campaign data, the board votes, the metrics. I'll make them understand that you're brilliant at what you do, and that has nothing to do with me. You want to believe him. You want it so badly it hurts. But you've learned that wanting isn't enough. And if they fire you, you ask? Min-jae, you've built this company back from the edge. If you lose it because of me, then I'll build something else. He lifts your joined hands, pressing them against his chest. You can feel his heartbeat, fast and real. I've been alone for 3 years because I thought that's what responsibility meant. But you've taught me that strength isn't about isolation. It's about trusting people enough to let them stand with you. The words break through every defense you'd carefully constructed. Because he's right. You've been so afraid of losing yourself that you forgot what it feels like to be found. I don't want you to lose anything for me, you whisper. Then don't think of it as losing. Think of it as choosing. He brings his other hand up to cup your face, gentle and sure. I'm choosing you, publicly, honestly, with all the complications that come with it. Because you're worth it. Because what we have is worth it. And because I'm tired of pretending otherwise. You're crying, you realize. Small, silent tears that he brushes away with his thumb. Okay, you breathe. Okay, yes, I'll come to the dinner. I'll stand with you. I'll stop being so afraid. He kisses you then, slow and deep and full of relief. Not like the rooftop, careful and questioning. This kiss is a promise, a commitment, a choice made together. When you finally break apart, you're both smiling, trembling, terrified, elated. There's something else, he says. I bought one of the photographs, the one you've been staring at. He leads you to it. Seoul at night, the rain and lights blurring into beauty. It's the loneliest image in the gallery, and somehow the most hopeful. I've been looking at it for months, and all I could see was solitude. But tonight, standing here with you, I see something different. I see the moment before someone arrives, the pause before rain becomes shared. He turns to you, and his smile is the real one, full and unguarded. I see the possibility of not being alone. You lean into him, and he wraps his arms around you, solid and warm. Outside, the rain continues, because this is Seoul, and the rain never really stops. But inside, in this small gallery full of beautiful, lonely photographs, you're not alone at all. The company dinner is exactly as uncomfortable as you expected. Heads turn when you walk in with Min-jae. Conversations pause, then resume too loudly. The old board member's face goes rigid. Your team looked shocked, then pleased, then worried for you. Min-jae doesn't let go of your hand. He seats you beside him at the main table, introduces you as his guest without apology or explanation, and proceeds to treat you with the same careful attention he's always shown in private. A hand at the small of your back, wine poured before you can reach for it. Quiet asides that make you smile despite your nerves. The whispers continue, but as the evening progresses, something shifts. Your team starts laughing, louder and more genuine than you've heard in weeks. The videographer tells a story about the campaign shoot, and others listen, engaged. The copywriter mentioned the tagline you suggested, and someone from finance actually compliments it. By the time dessert is served, you realize what's happening. They're seeing you, Not as Min Jae's guest, but as the person who saved their campaign, who stayed late and listened and delivered results. The relationship with Min Jae is surprising, yes. Complicated, certainly. But it doesn't erase what you've accomplished. Near the end of the evening, the old board member approaches your table. You brace for confrontation. "I owe you an apology," he says, addressing you directly. "My concerns the other day were about propriety, but they were also about fear of change. You've done remarkable work for this company. I should have said that first." It's not quite acceptance, but it's acknowledgement. That's enough. After he leaves, Min Jae leans close, his breath warm against your ear. "Told you your work speaks for itself?" "You did." I turn to face him, not caring who's watching. "Thank you. For this. For all of it." "Don't thank me yet. We still have to survive the actual gossip." "We will. You're surprised by how certain you sound. Together." His smile is soft and private. "Just for you." Together. 3 months pass. The gossip fades to occasional curiosity, then to acceptance, then to nothing at all. You and Min Jae become simply another couple who work together, navigate the complexity, and somehow make it work. The campaign continues to succeed, new initiatives launch. The company grows. You grow with it, confident in your role, no longer questioning whether you've earned your place. Min Jae grows too. He smiles more, laughs in meetings, takes Sundays off to spend them with you, wandering markets and sharing street food and being ordinary people in love instead of CEO and strategy lead. You keep your apartment because independence still matters, but Min Jae's place becomes familiar too. You learn the way morning light falls across his kitchen, the sound of his shower running while you make coffee, the quiet intimacy of existing in the same space without needing to perform. On a Tuesday in late autumn, he brings you back to the gallery. The photographs have changed, a new artist featured now, but the image he bought for you still hangs in his office. Seoul at night, rain and lights, the moment before someone arrives. "I have something to tell you," he says, and there's nervousness in his voice that immediately catches your attention. "What's wrong?" "Nothing's wrong. Everything is..." He stops, gathering words carefully the way he always does when something matters. "The board wants to promote you, Chief Strategy Officer. Full executive position, seat at the table, significant equity stake." Your breath catches. CSO. It's the position you've been working toward your entire career, the role that seemed impossible when you started 3 months ago as an emergency contractor. "Min Jae, it's yours because you've earned it, not because of me, before you even think it. The board voted unanimously, even the old guard." He takes your hands and his grip is steady, grounding. "But I need you to know something before you accept. If you take this position, we become colleagues at the highest level, equals in the company structure. It changes the dynamic between us." "Changes it how?" "You'll have your own authority, your own team, your own vision for the company's direction. There will be times we disagree, times when you'll need to fight me in board meetings because it's the right strategic move." He searches your face. "I need to know you can do that. I need to know you won't hold back because of what we are to each other." The question beneath the question is clear. Can you be both? Partner and colleague, lover and equal, soft in private and fierce in public. You think about the last 3 months, the campaign you built, the team you've led, the way you've learned to hold your ground even when Min Jae's opinion differs from yours, the balance you found between professional excellence and personal intimacy. "I can do that," you tell him. "I can be both. Can you?" "Yes." No hesitation. "I want a partner who challenges me, who makes me better, who isn't afraid to tell me when I'm wrong." He pulls you closer, and his smile is warm and certain. "I want you, all of you, the brilliant strategist and the woman I love. I don't want to choose between them." The woman I love. He's never said it before, not in those exact words,
though it's been obvious in every umbrella left by your desk, every late-night coffee, every public choice he's made to stand with you. I love you too, you whisper, and saying it feels like exhaling after holding your breath for years. And yes, I'll take the position. I'll challenge you in board meetings and probably make you regret promoting me. He laughs, pulling you into a kiss that's joyful and relieved and full of promise. I'm counting on it. 6 months after that, you're standing in the same conference room where this all began. Rain drums against the windows because some things never change in Seoul. The board is assembled, but this time, you're not presenting as a contractor or even as strategy lead. You're presenting as CSO, unveiling the company's 3-year growth plan, a vision you've built with input from every department, but that ultimately carries your stamp, your strategy, your belief in what's possible. Min-jae sits at the head of the table, watching you with the same intensity he brought to that first morning when you arrived too early and found him already there. But now his eyes hold warmth alongside assessment, pride alongside professional scrutiny, love alongside respect. You present your plan with confidence, born from experience, from success, from knowing your worth. The board asks hard questions. You answer them. Min-jae asks the hardest questions of all, pushing you to defend your reasoning, and you push back with data, vision, and the courage to stand your ground. When the vote comes, it's unanimous approval. Again. After the meeting, as board members file out offering congratulations, you gather your materials and allow yourself a moment of private satisfaction. You've done it, built a career that matters, found love that sustains, proved that you can be whole on your own and stronger with someone beside you. Min-jae waits until the room empties, then crosses to where you stand by the window. He doesn't touch you, not here, where cameras might catch it from meeting records, but he stands close enough that you feel his warmth. Brilliant work, he says, and it's professional praise that carries personal pride underneath. Thank you, CEO Min. You match his formal tone with a slight smile. Your questions were particularly challenging. I wanted to make sure you were ready to defend your vision. You were. He glances at the window, the rain, the city beyond. Have dinner with me tonight. There's something I want to ask you. About work? No, not about work. That evening, you meet him not at a restaurant, but at the gallery. It's become your place, the space where important moments happen. The photographs have changed again, but your image still hangs in his office, and you've started collecting your own pieces, building beauty into your life instead of just efficiency. Min-jae is waiting inside, and he's nervous. You can see it in the set of his shoulders, the way his hands move restlessly. You've learned to read him in the 2 years since that first rainy morning. 2 years. It feels both longer and shorter than that. You've built so much together. Campaigns that changed the company's trajectory, a relationship that survived scrutiny and succeeded through intention, separate lives that wove together without either of you losing yourselves in the process. You're making me nervous, you tell him. What did you want to ask?
He takes your hand, and his grip is steady despite the nerves you can see. I've been thinking about the future. The company's future, yes, but also ours. And I've realized that I want to build the rest of my life with you, not just share space or date indefinitely, but actually build something permanent. Your heart begins to race, understanding dawning. I know we're both independent people. I know you value your autonomy, and I respect that. I'm not asking you to give up anything you've built. He reaches into his pocket with his free hand, and when it emerges, there's a small velvet box. I'm asking you to add to it, to choose partnership formally, legally, permanently, if you want that too. He opens the box. The ring inside is elegant and understated, a single stone set in platinum that catches the gallery light and throws small rainbows across your joined hands. Marry me, Min-jae says simply. Be my partner in every sense. Build this life with me, complicated and beautiful as it is. Challenge me and support me, and let me do the same for you. Choose this. Choose us. Choose the future we'll create together. You're crying again, but this time the tears are pure joy. Because 2 years ago, you arrived at a company in crisis, carrying your own wounds and doubts and carefully constructed walls. You never imagined that answering one emergency contract would lead here, to love that respects your strength, to partnership that celebrates your independence, to a man who notices when you forget umbrellas and fights for your credibility and asks you to marry him in a gallery full of beautiful, lonely photographs that aren't lonely anymore because you're both standing in front of them. Yes, you say through tears and laughter. Yes, I'll marry you. I'll build this life with you. I'll challenge you in board meetings and love you everywhere else, and probably make you regret this proposal at least once a month. I'm counting on it, he says, echoing his words from months ago, and then he's sliding the ring onto your finger and kissing you with the kind of certainty that comes from knowing someone completely and choosing them anyway. Outside, the rain continues to fall on Seoul. Inside, in a gallery where lonely photographs document a city full of solitary beauty, two people stand together and choose permanence. Later, much later, when you're back in Min Jae's apartment that's slowly becoming both of yours, you stand at the window watching the city lights blur through rain. He wraps his arms around you from behind, and you lean into his warmth, feeling settled and safe and exactly where you belong. Do you remember the first morning, you ask quietly, when you left the umbrella by my chair? I remember everything about that morning, how nervous I was, how certain I was that bringing in an outside producer was a mistake. He presses a kiss to your temple. How completely wrong I was about you. I wasn't entirely wrong. I was terrified. So was I. But we were terrified together. That made it bearable. You turn in his embrace to face him, and his expression is soft in the dim light, open in a way he only allows in private. This is the face the world doesn't see, the gentleness underneath the ice, the vulnerability beneath the control, the man who loves completely once he allows himself to love it all. What are you thinking? He asks. That I'm glad it rained that day, that I forgot my umbrella. You smile, rising on your toes to kiss him softly. That sometimes the best things happen when you stop trying to stay dry and just step into the storm. He laughs against your mouth, and the sound is warm and free and completely happy. Are you calling me a storm? I'm calling us a storm. Beautiful and complicated and impossible to predict, but the kind of storm you run toward instead of away from. I like that. He pulls you closer, and you stay there, wrapped in each other while rain falls on Seoul and the city glows eternal beyond the glass. We'll be that kind of storm together, the kind that clears the air and leaves everything cleaner after. And standing there, engaged to the man you love, secure in the career you've built, whole in yourself and stronger together, you think about that first morning, the rain on the glass, the umbrella by your chair, the small kindness that changed everything. You think about how scared you were, how carefully you protected yourself, how certain you were that letting someone close meant losing yourself. You were wrong. Letting Min Jae close didn't diminish you. It expanded you, made you braver, clearer, more certain of who you are and what you want. Outside, Seoul glows through the rain. Inside, you're exactly where you belong, wrapped in the arms of someone who sees you completely and loves you anyway, building a future that's complicated and beautiful and entirely your own. The storm continues, but you're not afraid anymore. You've learned to dance in the rain, to find beauty in the downpour, to trust that some umbrellas are meant to be shared. And on rainy mornings, when you arrive at the office and find Min-jae already there, you don't walk past each other with careful professional distance anymore. You kiss him hello, grab your coffee, and get to work building something bigger than both of you could create alone. Because that's what partnership means. Not losing yourself, but finding someone who makes you more yourself. Not giving up independence, but choosing interdependence. Not avoiding storms, but walking into them hand in hand, knowing that whatever comes, you will face it together. Only in the rain you learned to bloom. Only in the storm you learned to dance. Only in letting someone close, you learned what it means to be truly free. And every time it rains in Seoul, which is often, you remember that first morning, the umbrella, the choice. The moment everything changed. You smile because some things are worth getting wet for. Some storms are worth stepping into. Some people are worth building your whole life around, not because you need them to be complete, but because being complete yourself means choosing to share that completeness with someone who deserves it. Min-jae deserves it. You deserve it. And together, you've built something rare and real, and absolutely worth every risk. The rain continues to fall on Seoul, washing everything clean, making the city glow brighter in the darkness. And inside your shared life, warm and safe and wholly yours, you stand together and watch the storm with gratitude instead of fear. Because you've learned the truth only rain can teach. Sometimes the most beautiful things grow in the wettest soil, and sometimes the deepest love blooms only in the rain.